welcome to Tai Chi. Everybody ready? Let's warm up. Hands at your waist, turn your neck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Stretch your neck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Turn your shoulders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Expand your chest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Waist exercise, interlock those fingers, stretch them out to the sky. Use and turn your hips and waist to peek at the heel of your opposite foot. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Airplane. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Touch toe. 1, 2. The same way you go down is the same way you come up. But make sure you're touching your legs, knees and thighs. 7, 8, 9, 10. Turn your hips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Be careful. Shift your weight to one side, like your left side. Kick your foot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Shift weight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Kick your butt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Turn your knees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other way. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Heisman, opening up your span, parallel feet. Choose your right side to sit down on it, right hand on the outside, split and hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Shift your weight to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Short 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Other side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we're going to be golden cockerels now, okay? Trying to remember all the good safety measures that we've learned. First, we're going to open up our span. We know we're going to shift our weight to your left foot and bring up our right foot to pretend to be a golden cockerel standing on its left. Here we go. Watch and do. Shift your weight to the left, center the front hand, counterbalance the other, golden cockerel. Shift your weight to the right, bring up, push down. Okay, so we learned that the front hand centers our body, whereas the hand that sits to our side pushes down. We engage our core to make our movements happen. We rotate our hips and waist to favor the left. As we do a golden cockerel on the right, we favor and rotate towards the right. All of this helps us with good Tai Chi posture and keeps us in balance using our core. Then we went on to say, part of our warm-ups, which is definitely a movement in Yang style Tai Chi, we need to kick out. When we kick out with our right foot, we shift our weight to the left, we gather the energy, and our right hand remains on the outside of our cross. We follow our kick with our eyes and our hands, whereas the other hand counterbalances us and goes out and to the side or in the back. Center for balance and out. We're not looking for a high kick. We're not looking for a long duration, but we are looking at this point for lots of safety, okay? And at the same time, we're gaining muscle strength, confidence, and endurance, and learning more about our body, which is one of the biggest perks in learning how to do Tai Chi. Last one. Then we went on to say that Tai Chi is not just hands. It is our whole body moving to make our movements soft, gentle, and nonstop. We broke apart our hands from our feet, and we learned that with good Tai Chi posture, we can have correct feet work or correct alignment. We learned that we can do a capital letter T with our feet, making sure that the rooted or planted or substantial foot is our back foot. The foot that's insubstantial, that has hardly any weight, is the only foot that can move. We learned that we can, from a T stance, our power, our energy that's rooted on our right or back foot has to move within our system to allow the heel of our other foot, our insubstantial foot, to come out on an L stance. We know that this is an L stance in a perfect Tai Chi world, because if we were to check and move that forward foot back, there should be a gap in the structure of a capital L. Whereas if we didn't come out correctly and we made it like our printing world, this would be incorrect, because it gives us no room to turn our knees, okay? So we're gonna take a capital L, we're gonna come out into a capital T and come out to an L. which is out and to the side in one motion on our heel. The weight is still on the back or right foot. We have to move that energy by thinking and deliberately moving to get into a bow stance. We learned also that a bow stance is named because the front foot is a bow, the back leg is an arrow. The bow and arrow is important because if you were to go beyond your toes in the front foot, you're throwing off your Tai Chi alignment. When you get your knee in line with your toe, you are in good Tai Chi posture. Do this wrong with me. Push your knee forward. What happens? Your whole body formation changes as if you were wanting to fall down. So therefore, we're going to have to adjust that knee. We learn to sit back and on an imaginary stool. The insubstantial foot is the front foot. We can now pivot and root down or to make it a substantial and bring our right foot to finish the capital T. After a T stance, we now move into an L, out and to the side. We move our energy by thinking through the process, coming out and setting it down, adjusting that back foot to a 45-degree angle in a bow stance. We sit back, we lower, hands at your waist, twist step, root down, T stance, out into the side, L stance. Move that energy through your system, bow stance. Sit back, lower, pivot on the left, root down on the left to a T, out into the side on an L, move that energy to a bow stance, adjust the back foot. Sit back and lower and sit on that imaginary stool, twist step, root down, T stance, L stance, bow stance. And you say, well, why is she doing this repetitively? And we know that Tai Chi is not just feet movements. We know that if we understand where our feet should be, when we put our upper body together, it'll only enhance our feet. So here we are at that point. We're on a T, we're rooted down. Left hand on the bottom, 2 inches below your navel, right hand on the top, chest level, bringing it in rather than apart like this, bringing your Tai Chi ball in. We now can part the wild horse's mane. Out and to the side, move that ball, part the wild horse's mane, get a good stretch. Sit back and lower on that stool, twist step, left hand on the top, right hand on the bottom to hold your Tai Chi ball on a T stance, out and to the side on an L, part the wild horse's mane. Sit back, lower, pivot, root down, hold your ball for better balance, center yourself, out on an L, move that ball. Here's your snack. Sit back, sit down, pivot, center with the ball for better balance, out on an L, move that ball, part the wild horse's mane. Sit back, lower, pivot, hold your ball on a T stance. Okay, time for you to rest, time for you to listen and watch, okay? So I'm gonna try to help you and impress upon yourself a little bit more about how important it is to do what I would like you to do. So this is my T stance, this is my ball. Out and to the side, move the ball, move that energy, part the wild horse's mane. Sit back, twist step, root down, hold your ball for better balance, out on an L, move that ball, part the wild horse's mane. Sit back, lower, twist step, center with the ball. Okay, that's one angle. This is the other angle that we were in. Rooting down, Out on an L, move that ball, part the wild horse's mane. Sit back and lower on that stool. That allows us our insubstantial foot to pivot. Root it down, capital letter T, holding our ball for better balance. Out on an L, move that ball, part the wild horse's mane. Okay, one more angle. So everything is about timing. Everything is about posture. Everything is about correct formation. That's the discipline of Tai Chi. So where will it take us if we are very disciplined? It will help us with proper posture when we walk, when we run, maybe to some extent, but mainly for walking, everyday activities. Because we're in a semi-squat position when we do Tai Chi, our muscle strength becomes that much stronger rather than just upright. So we also talked about Tai Chi posture. Good Tai Chi posture has about 8 elements. And you can do it and remember while I'm talking and calling them out. So the first thing is to feel relaxed. So to feel relaxed, we have to, yes, conjure up something that's a positive image, something of say a beautiful landscape or a pleasant experience, okay? So we have that in our mind because our mind is very powerful when we do Tai Chi. The next physical thing is to drop our shoulders so that our middle finger is to the side seam of our pants. When you drop your shoulders, you're not stiff as a soldier, but several things happen. Your chest is nice and soft, not straight as a board, and it takes a dip inwards. As a result of our dropping of our shoulders and dipping in of our chest, our butt is now tucked under so that our pelvic is sort of flared upwards, okay? Our knees are not totally bent because there's no movement yet. But once we start to commence in our Tai Chi posture, we activate energy, therefore the knees can bend. So what is the posture or what is the feeling of your knees? The knees should be relaxed so that we're ready for movement, not stiffed and locked in because that's not good Tai Chi posture, but something more relaxed. Slightly dip, but not to the point where I can see you actually bending, but relaxed. Our chin now is not parallel to the floor, but it slightly takes a dip inward or downward. Our glance is not on the floor, but way out into infinity. Our head is very important. We are being suspended by a silver thread that's drilled through the middle of our skull, which is a danten point, another danten point through our chest, our main danten point, which is 2 inches below our navel. So that silver thread suspends us, and that is good Tai Chi posture. So to make that point clearer, this is good Tai Chi posture. Okay, real fast, I'm going to do it. This is good Tai Chi posture. So no matter what movement I'm doing, that suspension of the silver thread keeps me erect. And my body is soft, my movements are soft. If I did not teach you that, or you were not aware of good Tai Chi posture, you may think that all is important is hands. You ask yourself, is that what you would like to appear to look like if you did Tai Chi? I hope that all of you will say no, that you rather appear in this fashion. And you can already answer this for yourself, is that once your knee goes beyond your toe, you are out of Tai Chi posture. But to put it simply, you will fall. You are in Tai Chi to learn a discipline to help you be in better balance rather than cause a fall. Okay? We also talked heavily about shifting weight as early as warm-up exercise. We also continue to talk about it when we do our parting of the wild horse's mane. We said the grounded foot or rooted foot is the one that's going to keep us stable. It's at helping us with understanding and obeying gravity. Once we understand that, the insubstantial or non-rooted foot can now move. When it moves, gravity is still on that back foot. The energy that we all have, our internal energy called chi, is still stored. We need the power of it to be released. We think through the process to bring that energy all up through our system, across our chest, and back down this way. Now we have about 50-50 or 60-40 distribution of weight. We can't move. If we move together, we will stumble. So the logic now is free up a foot to allow it to be insubstantial or weightless so that we can move safely. So if this is my bow stance, and this is not my bow stance, which is wrong, I need to think through the process. What can I do? The Tai Chi template says to now sit back and sit down on an imaginary stool. I'm still straight up. I have almost all my weight in the back to allow the front foot to then be insubstantial, be weightless, to allow a pivot. When I pivot, I can firm down and root down and hold my body weight and adhere to gravity. One is substantial, therefore the opposite foot is insubstantial or weightless. My power, my energy is stored on the back foot again. I need to think through, activate my mind, stimulate my brain to bring up that energy through my chest, out on an L, distribute it, and do a bow stance in the correct posture. Okay? So I think that all of you understood and could see it. So let's see if we can implement it in about 4 sets, okay? The best way you can, and listening to my calling out, listening to what your body is trying to make your mind follow, or the opposite, okay? T stance, holding your ball, right hand on the top. Out on an L, move that ball, move that energy to part the wild horse's mane. Sit back and lower to free up one foot, to allow it to pivot. Firm down, you're on only one foot, so you need better balance with the ball to center. Out on an L, move that ball, part the wild horse's mane. At this point, you're on a bow stance. Your knee is not beyond your toes, but also the feeling is as if you're an inflated ball or balloon. Okay, that's the power of the Pong energy. Sit back, lower on that stool, allowing that front foot to pivot, root down, substantial and insubstantial, move that insubstantial with the ball, part the wild horse's mane, get that inflated feeling. Sit back and lower, pivot, root down. You need better balance, so center with your ball on a T. Out on an L, move that ball, distribute that energy, bow stance. Sit back. This time I'm not going to talk, you just follow and try to think through what you've heard. more set. Make it better. Hold your ball on a T-stance. Very good. Okay, so as we're doing Tai Chi and learning and working with our body, you are gaining knowledge about your own body. No one's going to teach you about your body. You're going to discover it by yourself and through experiences. So you know, maybe you've thought through things and you say, you know, my right side is better than my left side or vice versa. Then you're going to learn how to compensate for some of the shortcomings, okay, and build on the strength. And you're going to always keep your mind active. We said that we would be learning Yang style Tai Chi, which is the most popular in the world, mainly because it is soft, it's continuous, it's nonstop, rather than something that's more abrupt and forceful, which are other types of styles of Tai Chi, but not Yang, okay? So Yang 10 form, sometimes referred to as Yang 8 form, are identical. Within the Yang style of Tai Chi, you may see little various differences, but they're very small compared to, say, Chen style, Wu style, Sun style, and etc. We started in with commencing form. So all Yang forms start with a commencing form. Basically, it's good Tai Chi posture. Okay, you can do it with me, but I'm going to be doing it on the opposite. So I'm just going to demonstrate and verbalize to give you a little bit of a flavor of commencing form. So we're at 50-50. We know good Tai Chi posture. Our shoulders dropped, our chest is sunken, our butt is tucked under, our head is erect, our knees are relaxed. We're thinking of something positive, and our tongue is on our palate, not against our front teeth. When we commence, we're at 50-50. When we commence, we shift our weight to our right foot, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 to allow the left toe can come up and gradually put it down, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Hands rotate to the middle of our thighs, okay? They actually touch our thigh. We take a deep breath in as we elevate both hands using our core. At shoulder level, we drop our shoulders, flex our knees, tuck our elbows, tuck our wrists. Then we center the front hand. Right hand rises up higher as we glance, open both palms to the ceiling. We bring the top or back hand closer to the ear. We turn our head and neck. We meet both hands in the center as we repulse the monkey. We center the front hand. The left hand rises up higher. We glance at it. We bring it through closer to our head as we use our core, turn our neck and head. We acknowledge that center hand. We repulse the monkey. Let's run it through. We're on a T stance, and our left hand is parallel and our right hand is higher. We're going to take an L stance. At the same time, we're multitasking. Out with the heel to our ear, down with the left hand, as if we're brushing our knee. Don't worry, I haven't taught this to you yet. Sit back, sit down, pivot, root down, on a T, parallel and higher, glancing at the back hand. Out on an L, move that energy as you brush your knee. Sit back and lower on that imaginary stool. Pivot the insubstantial, root down, center with your ball. Here we are at part the wild horse's mane. Out on an L, move that ball, part the wild horse's mane. Get a good stretch. Sit back on that imaginary stool. Pivot on that insubstantial. Hold the ball for better balance on a capital T. Out on an L, move that ball, part the wild horse's mane. Flip the forward hand, join it with the back hand. This is probably 2 or 3 weeks from now. Sit back, lower, pivot to the 12 o'clock, stem and cup. We want to get out to 9 o'clock. What are we going to do? Should we jump? We want to be safe. We have 2 feet that can move, but only one can move safely. We put our weight of our left foot on our heel and we pivot out to 9 o'clock. Our hands follow us because we're using our hips and waists. We flip our hands and close our feet. 12 o'clock, stem and cup. 1, 2, 3 o'clock. Flip the hands, open the feet. 12 o'clock, stem, cup. This time at 9 o'clock, we're only going to flip our hands. And every time we're doing this, our hands just stay there and go for the ride. Did you hear me correctly? Well, what is powering our hands? It's our hips and waists. Just move your hips and waists. Your hands automatically go for that free ride. After cloud hands, we need to get out. What a better way to get out than to become a what? Golden cockerel. What you do on one side, you do on the other side. Gather the energy, right hand on the outside, right foot coming up to kick out. Gather energy, shift weight to the right, left hand on the outside of the cross, kick out with your left. Then we're going to hold our ball with the right hand on the bottom on a T. We're going to ward off our opponents because Tai Chi is martial arts based. We're going to turn our hips and waists, reposition our hands, and we're going to grab our opponent and pull him down. But instead, we're just saying we're grasping the bird's tail, contacting our wrists, pushing out from the center of our body, separating our hands and rolling back and sitting down. And power our energy forward. What we do on one side, we do on the other side. Sit back, sit down, pivot. Left hand on the bottom, holding your ball on a T. Out on an L, push your opponent away. Forearm him in. Turn your hips and waists, reposition your hands to grasp the bird's tail. Look back. Contact. Push from the center. One last time. But you're not sure, so push them away again. Then we're going to close our form. Sit back, lower. Pivot. Open pivot. In pivot. Put everything on your left foot. Bring your right hand inside your cross as you embrace the tiger, pulling the tiger up. Pushing him closer, bring him into your chest, and push him away. Drop your shoulders, flex your knees, elbows, wrists, as you now close your form by shifting your weight to the right, allowing your left heel to come up, left toe to come up, bring it down, and you're back to where you began, okay? So that's what we are going to learn in the next few weeks, and we've already learned golden cockerel, kick out, parting of the wild horse's mane, and we sort of looked at commencing form and repulsing of the monkey. Maybe some of you may say, well, you know, parting of the wild horse's mane came about a third or fourth movement, but we did have something kind of hard before that. Why did she skip it? Well, we skipped it because maybe it would be too hard for you, and then you would say, well, I don't think I like Tai Chi, right? You take an easy way out. So give you something more tasteful, palatable, and then we move on, okay? But what I hope to instill in you is excitement, something new, something that you get excited about, and it catches on, and you say, hey, now I can do it, now I get it, okay? But with Tai Chi, you get it, but you still don't get it, and you still have to work on it. It challenges you all the time. But not only that, what I'm verbalizing, you may understand mentally, but you can't make your body do it. But the more you do it, you finally get it, and you feel that energy coming through. You feel like after Tai Chi class, you're energized. You can do more tasks. That's the beauty of Tai Chi. It grows on you, and it vitalizes you, okay? Besides giving you all that health benefits. And what else? We're in Tai Chi to relax. We're concentrating so hard, trying to get everything right, that we forget about all the other stuff around us. So that's your relaxation, okay? So we're going to make everything positive. We're going to be optimistic. We're going to make everything work for yourself. And each of you are on your own journey, just the way Ken and I are on our own journey, okay? We never stop learning. All right. Let's learn how to do commencing form, repulsing of the monkey, and hinge on brush knee, the harder movement. Then we can just roll into parting of the wild horse's mane, okay? So I'm going to turn this way, and you may say, wow, if commencing form is like every Tai Chi movement, there's no problem. But there is a problem in that we have to learn to drain the weight off of one foot and balance and hold our body weight on our right foot. So let's see how we do that. So we're at good Tai Chi posture. We're growing a little taller through our spine, but not stiff like a soldier. So can you take that opportunity to grow taller? Grow taller. We're at 50-50. Commencing form, put on your weight on your right foot. So it's 60, 70, 80, 90 to allow the left heel to come up. On its sole, on its arch, on its toe, lift up at 100, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. 50-50. Rotate your hands to the middle of your thighs. Take a deep breath in as you're elevating, as if you're drawing up water. At shoulder level, you're going to push down that water using your core, using your mind, using your flexing of your knee. The left hand stays in the center. The right hand spirals back. Both open to the ceiling. Put both palms open to the ceiling as you glance and bring the back hand closer to your head. Turn your neck and face, and you're pushing or repulsing the monkey away from you. Centering the front hand, rising up the left hand that's higher, glancing at it, open to the ceiling. Watching it come so closer to your ear. Turn your waist and pushing that monkey away. We're taking a T stance first. Where's your T? Left hand, fingers are to your shoulder, right hand up higher. You're glancing at the right or back hand. You're taking an L stance. At the same time, several things are happening. This is one of the several things. Can you do it with me? The top hand comes to your head, the bottom hand comes down. And we're then going to take an L stance, turn our hips and waist. Don't worry about your hands. The hands go for the ride. Sit back and lower. Pivot that insubstantial. Root down. T stance, parallel higher. Leave your hands where they are. Only bring the back hand to your ear. Set out your heel. Turn your hips and waist. Hands go for the ride. Sit back, lower. Pivot. Here's a drill. Parallel higher on a T. Make your hands go for the ride. Out on an L. Turn the hips and waist. Brush knee. Sit back on that imaginary stool. Pivot that insubstantial. Center yourselves with a parallel and higher. You're on a T. Out and to the side on an L. Move that bottom, move that top hand. Turn the hips away. Brush knee. Sit back. Hold your ball in a T stance. We're going to part the wild horse's mane. Out and to the side. Set your hand up. Move that energy. It's not a hand motion. Sit back, lower, pivot, root down, hold your ball. Out and to the side. Use your power of your mind to move your body. Sit back, lower, pivot, root down, hold your ball, out and to the side, part the wild horse's mane. Sit back, sit down, pivot, center with your ball, out into an L, move that energy, bow stance. Listen carefully, sit back, lower, pivot, root down, T stance, parallel higher. We're going to brush our knee by multitasking. Out on an L, turn the hips and waist, brush knee. Sit back, lower, pivot, root down, center with the T and a T, parallel higher. Multitask. Out on an L, move the hips and waist, brush knee. Sit back, lower, pivot, root down, parallel higher. Multitask. One more set. And hold your ball. Okay, and leave your ball, keep in this position. I'm going to move and look at you, okay? Keep in that position. Okay, not bad, very good. All right, so there's lots to learn, okay? So we're dabbling on it, getting there, digging deeper a little bit every time. But every time you come, you show me what we had learned previously. And the more you can do, the deeper we can get to the details of all of Tai Chi. Okay? And at the same time, you're building memory strength, building muscle strength and endurance, okay? Flexibility too. All right, any questions? Big class should have a lot of questions, but usually big classes are very quiet. Yeah, Suzanne. All right, good question. And I really didn't say much about it because that was our lesson. Okay, so anybody else want to know? Yeah, everybody wants to know. What do you do with your hands when you brush your knee? You brush your knee. Do you brush your knee this way? No, as if you're brushing a knee. So it's an image, right? You're parting the wild horse's mane. You don't have a horse, but you're as if you're giving a snack, parting a wild horse's. So in brush knee, there are lots of things going on. So can you see that if you're still stuck on T stance, L stance, bow stance, you're going to be confused as to then what your hands or your upper body is going to do. I hate to use the word what the hands are going to do because Tai Chi is not a hand motion, but it's the upper body. You also heard me say that the hands go for the ride. Watch and see why you think I say that. Now watch this one, okay? Remember that one really well. Watch this one. Did the hands go for the ride the second time? No, the hands led my motion. That is not Tai Chi. So we have to train our mind to say, it's not so much how we end up, but it's how we got there that's important, and that is Tai Chi. So let me say it again. In Tai Chi, the whole body is powered through the hips and the waist, through the power of being flexible, warming it up correctly, thinking through the process. How do we use our mind? We activate it. We do not say, it's so relaxful, I'm going to go let it rest. All the time that we're doing Tai Chi, we're stimulating the mind, not only in the sequence, the 10 movements and what comes first and last and middle, but also all the little muscles that we have to adhere to by using, everybody has a core, the stabilizers of your body, the central part of your system, okay? So we want to be strong. We don't want just our wrists and fingers to be strong. We want our mind to be strong. We want our core to be stronger, okay? So that's the stuff that's going to keep us erect and help us with balance and maybe preventing falls, understanding our body and strengthening the core system, okay? So getting back to what we do with our hands. We know for a fact we have to be on a T, we have to be on an L, we have to be on a bowl, we have to sit back. You heard the words that I used. I said, one hand is up to where your fingers are at your shoulder. I call this a parallel hand. Normally we think of parallel this way, but could be parallel also. It's equidistant from my body, but with the fingers closer to my shoulder, okay? The other hand is up higher. It's as if we were repulsing the monkey. It's that higher hand. It's this hand. It's as if we're catching a ball coming this way, and this is my mitt, okay? My glove. So it's like this. So my energy is powered somewhere in here. Madam's T stance, what does my upper body do? Which is probably a better question. To answer that, we multitask. We come out from a T to an L. The hands go for the ride because they're being powered by my hips and my waist. We talked about parting the wild horse's mane, and I called this an inflated, energized position called Pong. Inflated, you're full. This is that energy. We sit back, we twist, we do the other side, parallel higher, multitask. Where is my power? In my mind, but you can't see it. But you can see that if my hands are here and I turn my hips and waist, my hands will move with my body. Let's see. Parallel, higher, T stance. Out on an L, move that energy. Finishing touches on the last movement, okay? So we are learning Tai Chi, so lots of this is like gained over the thousands of years that we've been doing it, okay? So you're gonna go in increments. I don't expect you to get all of that power down in a smooth way. But know that it's not just a hand motion, but it is a hips and waist powered by our mind, and the hands definitely go for the ride. Well, how do the hands definitely go for the ride in parting of the wild horse's mane? Out and to the side. All I'm doing is setting it up, stretching out from my core, turning my hips and waist. How is it doing when we did cloud hands? I said the hands go for the ride. If my hands are set up, I use my hips and waist. I use my hips and waist, I flip, that's not powered, but it's powered by my core. I'm just setting my hands this way. Flipping, if I don't turn my hips and waist, then this is just going to be a hand. But if I turn my hips and waist, hey, the hands are definitely going for the ride. And then you notice that every time we move, we try to create circles and spirals rather than corners and straight angles, okay? So everything is rounded. Gather energy, center yourself, kick out, gather that energy, something like that. So you see spirals all the time. Even with this one, right? Even this one. Spiral, in both situations. So what we've gained in knowledge is that there are 10 essentials of Tai Chi, often referred by Yang Cheng Fu. And he says that in Tai Chi, there always has to be a grounded or substantial foot and an insubstantial to move correctly. He also said that the commander of our body is our hips and waist. It does the power and the movement for us. Remember this one? And all the rest that we did, we warmed it up for a good purpose, okay?
But Tai Chi, at least Yang style, involves circles and spirals. So when you're going at, warp speed, I'm joking, but you're going so slow and she's telling you to move your hands this way and that way. Sometimes you miss the forest from the trees. But if you go with full speed, you're spiraling here, spiraling here, spiraling here. You put the two together, okay? What the hands are doing with brush knee. And every so often, I'm not a martial artist, but I know a little bit about how things are derived, and sometimes I explain them to you. Not to teach you to fight, but to teach you what the meaning is when you are moving the different parts of your body. In brush knee, you're coming back here, you're having this spiral because the brush knee is not to brush your knee, but to sweep away whatever is coming at you. And it might be just a kick. If you touch this person's knee, you've decreased it, or you deflected it from here, down, turn, block the knee, or whatever. Even if it's a blow, you may have to come this way. But in the meantime, you're gathering energy to give him something. You see? And the spiral comes back. Gather energy here, here. All the weight is down here. Turn your body, get yourself up here so that as you're coming up, you're bringing here, turn your body, okay? So it's not to come down and brush your knee, it's clear the way.
I think that we are off to a good start. Some, maybe I want to say 6 to 8 people are brand new today, and it seems like it's an ongoing thing. I think that it's great to have so many people interested in Tai Chi because I think Tai Chi is very beneficial. And we just want to pass on what we've gained through the years and perhaps help you in our small way. I think time is up. Again, register with me. I have forms. I need your email address, even though if you put it on the paperwork to turn in, I don't see that, so put it on that folder there, okay? Can I see a raise of hands of how many of you did receive email from me? Did receive. Well, that looks like I need a lot of email addresses, so I'm not sure what's going on. All right, so you might want to touch bases with me, do some practicing. No pressure, okay? Keep it fun and relaxing. Center yourselves with a parallel and higher. You're on a T. Out and to the side on an L. Move that bottom, move that top hand. Turn the hips away. Brush knee. Sit back. Hold your ball on a T stance. We're going to part the wild horse's mane. Out and to the side. Set your hand up, move that energy. It's not a hand motion. Sit back, lower, pivot, root down, hold your ball, out and to the side. Use your power of your mind to move your body. Sit back, lower, pivot, root down, hold your ball, out and to the side, part the wild horse's mane. Sit back, sit down.